Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Outlaw Joseph Scotts, episode 9 already. This is episode 9. Joseph is planning on going into the... He's in fact not just planned on going into the mines, he is in the mines. We actually start this episode... we'll be starting this episode, this mission, Escape, with Joseph already in the mines. So it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit more of a shake-up of how the game plays, and you know, I hope you're all seeing. You know, I'm going through all of these basic missions that the majority of them play very different from each other. So and this one will be no different in that regard. In that, you know, instead of moving deeper into the mines, Joseph is actually trying to find the mine entrance and escape from the mines. You know, the clue tokens are not the gateway for him finding the exit. There's some different mechanics for it. So it plays very differently from the others as far as, you know, the mission goes, and you know, what kind of the objective of the game, and because there's some special rules that do different things. So it feels very in some ways like a different game, which I love about Shadows of Brimstone. You know, I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll find it interesting as well. I am trying something new. I am trying a static cam view instead of the handheld for this episode. I've got kind of a top-down view. Space is still a little limited. It's still a little, you know, you're going to have a little bit of a distance. My testing, there's still going to be a little bit of loss of some of the finer detail, I think, especially on the models. But you know, it's static, so there won't be the shaking. I will have to make some cuts, though, because obviously when I'm rummaging for rune tiles and pulling out models, you know, there's background noise and you know, things like that aren't really necessary. But so there will be a couple edits just to clean it up a little bit for you guys. But you know, for the most part, it should be fairly uncut, and you know, hopefully it works for you all. Please let me know if you don't like it, or if you do like it, if you think it worked well, if you think it was too far, if you prefer, you know, getting the closer detail with the handheld, and, you know, if you just want me to try to just keep the handheld a little steadier so that you are not, you know, there isn't the motion, or, you know, if you like the static view from above, which is about the only way that I could reasonably get enough of the detail in the play space. Obviously, said this is a fairly large, you know, it's a fairly large game, as you know, people like Marco have shown, but I hope that I've also shown that, you know, I'm actually using a fairly small space for playing my game. And, you know, granted, it's one player, one character. You know, I have all the decks kind of just off to the side here. The tokens, I've really only got you know, the bags of tokens out for what I think I'll need, you know, so a handful of wounds and things like that. So it can actually be played, especially if you don't have to backtrack very much, and don't necessarily feel like you need to keep an entire map. A lot of these missions can be played on a smaller area where you're just playing with you know, 3 or 4 map tiles displayed at once, depending on how much room. And if you use some of those nice character sheets that are on Board Game Geek, instead of keeping all the cards and having the cards all out and displayed, you're taking up even less room for the characters. So you can certainly play the game on a smaller area than people may assume. But there is also something to be said for keeping the map whole and intact and playing on a big, huge table. And just seeing it in all its glory, which we've done, and it's great. And there are some of the missions which you will probably see in the future that have actual maps laid out, specific map tiles to use, which will require a large table. And there's no getting around that. If you're going to use those missions, it's going to be difficult to do anything but have a large play space in order to lay out the whole map at one time. So that said, as I said, please give me some feedback on the camera view and let me know if it works or if it doesn't for you, so that the next time I can adjust it if necessary. If not, great. I know pretty much what to do for next time. And so let's get into the gameplay, and I hope you all enjoy it. Alright, here we are, Joseph Scotts. Episode 9 already. We are doing the scenario Escape. Something went horribly wrong after that last mission, and now you're deep in the mines and surrounded. You must find a way out before you are overwhelmed and devoured by the darkness that is chasing you. So, with this static cam, and because it's a little bit farther away, what I'm going to actually use is I'm going to use my Indian Scout model. It's lighter and it should be easier to pick out from the enemies who, I'm sorry, are still as yet unpainted, so they're still just the primed black. But that should hopefully help Joseph stand out a little bit more. So I'll be using that model for him. So in this mission, the setup, Joseph already starts down in the mines on a cross-path map tile. Okay. Then he has to find his way out of the Forsaken Mine. Special rules. Well, he is surrounded by darkness. So while he searches for a way to escape the darkness, he closes in around him. So anytime the heroes find an exploration token with a clue icon, it moves the hero posse marker one step forward on the depth track. Okay, so we will have to try to remember that. Okay. And it also adds an extra threat card to that token. If it's already an attack or an ambush attack, this is an extra threat card for the fight. If it was an encounter, it makes it an attack as well with a single threat card. Dangerous escape. At the end of any turn in which one or more heroes is standing on the map entrance map tile, he has to make a special hold back the darkness test. If failed, there's going to be a high threat there waiting for him. Normally an epic, but again, single character, it's just high. For this mission, growing dread cards are revealed immediately. And he cannot flee. So he is trapped down there and cannot flee the mines. So it's either succeed or get knocked out and fail. And his objective is to find the mine entrance. Anytime a new map tile is placed, move the hero posse marker as normal, and then roll 2d6, which cannot be re-rolled. If it's equal to or higher than the current position on the track, that is the mine entrance instead. We get to ignore any door gate icons on the exploration token for the map tile just placed, as it has only one exit, which leads to the mine entrance map tile as the final room. Okay, so it's just if I make that 2d6 roll higher than the posse the track on the marker, the posse's track on the marker, or on the depth track, he will then replace that map tile, but there is only one entrance or exit to that tile, and it connects to the map entrance, or to the mine entrance. Got it. Okay. As a reward, he'll receive 100 experience points. If he fails, each hero has to discard one gear or artifact with a listed gold value of at least $200, as it is lost in the frantic dash to escape the darkness. If he cannot discard a gear or artifact like this, must instead roll on the injury chart, using a D8 instead of 2D6 for the injury. Ouch. Okay. So there you go. Those are the rules for this mission. It'll be a little rough, and I hope this works. Again, trying this static cam. It looked like in this position it's a bit awkward and upside down for me, but it looks like it will work reasonably well. In fact, so we'll start with Joseph here in the middle. And let's go ahead and get started. So holding back the darkness. Double fours. Well, that is not a good start. So double fours means there's falling rubble. So he immediately takes D6 hits. He takes 4 hits. 5 plus to save. So he saves 2 of them. So he takes 2 wounds. Okay. So Joseph then gets to move. Alright. He will move there. Will not scavenge. Want to try to get out. So we will draw a map card. Shuffle the map deck a little, make sure. And we get a rail tunnel. So we have the rail tunnel, and we orient it like so. We get an exploration token over here. And then is the end of the turn. 2 exits. Wonderful. And 2 encounters. This card can go away. Okay, so we have 2. We have a rail switch. And we have a gateway to another world. So the gateway to another world says, this room has an extra door that has a gate. If all the exits are already doors, which they are, one of them is chosen randomly as a gate. I guess we weren't quite done with that. A 6. So a 6 says this one is now a gate. And then we roll a die. 1, 2, or 3, something emerges from the gate. And we are attacked. I should also mention he explored, so we move the posse 1. And a 1, 2, or 3. So he is attacked by a low threat. And the other one is the rail switch. Choose to pull the switch. Requires a strength 4+ test, which you've only got a 2 strength. There's actually, well, if it's bad, actually there's nothing bad if he fails. There's only something bad if he succeeds and then rolls a d6. Well, so let's give it a shot though. And he succeeds, 2 dice actually. So then we roll a d6, we want high, and a 4. So on a 3, 4, 5, or 6, you can hear the rails ahead creak and groan, something has changed. Next time he draws, he reveals an exploration token, he can discard it and draw a new one. Okay, so that is it for this token, and he gets a low threat. And we have to remember, since he's now 3rd level, these all have one elite ability. So he gets a peril die worth of tentacles. Tentacles again, 4. 4 tentacles. Okay, we'll start on the left. There are 4 tentacles. Card for the tentacles, which we can put there. So we start a new turn, holding back the darkness. A 10 succeeds. Joseph has a 4 initiative. The tentacles are not ambushing. They have a 2 initiative, so Joseph gets to go first. So he gets to roll for movement. 5 and a 4, neither of which will help. And as a reminder, he did buy Darkstone bullets, so he's +1 damage. His pistols has a range of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not enough to hit this back tentacle, so he will actually step forward 1. Simply so that he can try to kill as many as he can. And then he will shoot with his pistols. 6 dice, hitting on 4s. And while that is a pathetic roll, I guess he will spend his 1 grit to reroll. Actually, well, he does get 3, yeah. 5 dice, he's going to reroll all of them. He'll spend his 1 grit to reroll all of them. This could be dangerous. Okay, well that's 4 hits. His dice rolling, his shooting from last mission is not as good as it was. He must be frazzled because of the darkness and getting lost. Anyway, he has 4 hits. He will assign 1 to the close tentacle. They have a defense of 2 and a health of 4. So that means Joseph needs to roll a 5 or better to outright kill it. So the first tentacle is a 1, plus 1 is 2, so that does absolutely nothing. The second, a 3 plus 1 is 4, minus 2 is 2 wounds to that tentacle. He will try to hit this one. 3 plus 1 is 4, minus 2 is 2 wounds. And then he will shoot one of the injured ones again. Let's get that into the box. 3 plus 1 is 4, minus 2 is 2, so that is enough to kill 1 tentacle. That was not a very good set of hits, and you know, this very well could be the demise of Joseph. This could be a very quick game, a quick mission, but we will see. Maybe his luck will turn around. Right, so the tentacles get to move, and they're actually pretty quick. They move 6, so he will go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 3, 6, 9 dice. Hitting on 4s. Sure, I roll well. And 6s ignores his defense. So there's, of course, 2 6s there. And 4 more hits that he gets to defend against. He defends against 1, and he will use. Oh, he doesn't have anything he can use. Oh, I did forget though. His silver belt buckle would let him heal 1 of his previous wounds for killing the 1 tentacle. And I'm wondering if. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do it. He's going to use his Worn Eye Patch to recover up to his max grit, which is 2. So that will get him 2 grit. And then he will spend 1 grit to reroll these 3 dice. And he gets Bupkis. Wow. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 wounds. He only has 14 health, so that uses his first revive token. First battle, first time he's attacked. Blah. That does heal up that wound because he gets fully healed. Well, next turn. Hold back the darkness. Double 5s. Double 5s. Which is not good either. Terrifying Shriek. Each hero takes D6 horror hits. 1. Well, he takes 1 horror hit. His willpower is a 4+. Oops. Put it in the box, and he saves. Alright, Joseph gets to go. He's going to roll the move. He does get a 1, which he will take to get a grit. And then he will shoot. 6 dice. Well, there's his hits. And he does get to re-roll these 2. There's 1 for each gun. Okay, and he gets 1 more 6. So that's actually extra die for that, extra die for that one, extra die for this one, and an extra die for this one. So 3, 6, 9. Bad first round, but second turn's looking up. Oh, these are 9 hits, so I get to distribute them. So we will start with the unwounded one. Again, 5 or 6 will outright kill it, and there's a 6 which will kill it. And he is not currently wounded. On the next one, a 6 which will kill it. And the wounded one, so 1 will do nothing. And a 5 which will kill it. So a whole bunch of wasted hits on that second round attack. It was just that first round that was pretty darn awful. Okay, well that was 4 dead tentacles and the loss of a revive token, but he has 1 grit overall, higher. I guess that's something to look forward to. He has no need to catch his breath, and he gets to then draw a loot card. Shuffle up the loot cards. Counter can go away. And the loot card is $100. And then Joseph gets to hold back the darkness again. And a 5 will fail, so that will actually move for the first time. Well, I don't want to go through the other world. Obviously, the mine entrance is not through the other world, so he's going to continue. He's going to continue this way. So he gets to move. 6 or a 1. He's at max grit right now. His max grit is 2, so he will take the 6. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what the next tile is. We're at a 14, which we obviously can't exceed, equal or exceed on 2 dice. So we have the track shop. Track stop, sorry. All right, let me find that. Okay. Try to keep this in view here. So the track stop goes like that. Then we draw an exploration token. Right, and then we get to reveal the exploration token. And it is a single entrance encounter times 2. So the entrance or exit is, oh, I did this backwards. Just like that. And 4, 5, 6, so this is the exit. All right, and then 2 encounters. So the 2 encounters are a ransacked vault and a hell pit. All right, let's do the hell pit first. In the middle of the room, a gaping pit has been torn into the floor. Hot wind and the screams of the damned wash up over you from the black depths of the hell pit. Makes a spirit 5+ test. He's only got 1 spirit. If successful, gain 20 experience. If he's failed, he takes D6 corruption. 5, he succeeds. So that's plus 20 experience and no corruption there. And if at least 1 hero failed, he would be attacked, but he's not. So that's actually good. And the next one, the ransacked vault. The room is filled with splintered crates and fragments of broken barricades. It's clear there was a bitter struggle here, and whoever was guarding this storage vault didn't go down without a fight. Makes a cunning 5+ test. His cunning is 3 dice. He succeeds. He can draw a loot card. And he fails. You know what? A loot card would be nice. I think that's worth gridding for a loot card. And he still fails. Okay, so no loot card for him. Nothing of use in this place. And then he rolls a d6 on a 1 or 2. He is attacked by something that's still here. 3, nope. So he is fine. All right then. Joseph gets to hold back the darkness. An 8. Hey, there's a success one. Oh yeah, and we should be second on the track there. Oh, sorry, other way around. 13 on the track. This token can go away. All right, Joseph then gets to move. A 6 and a 5. All right. He will go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he will peer through. And he gets the underground lake. Okay. So the underground lake connects like that. Then we get an encounter token or exploration token. Again, it is the end of the turn. Flip it over. 1 exit, well, there's only 1, and an encounter. So we get another encounter card. Dusty crates. This room is filled with dusty crates and barrels. There could be something of use amongst all this. Then again, something doesn't smell right in here. Choose. Start opening the crates. He makes a strength 5+ test. For each 5+ he rolls, he gets a 10 experience and can draw a loot card. For each 1 rolled, he ambush attack by D3 Hungry Dead. Or he can ignore them and move on, but take 3 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. You know what? He'll go ahead. He's only got 2 dice, so he'll go ahead and he'll make the strength test. He'll go loot. I mean, you know, he's greedy. He didn't get anything. Didn't get a 5+, but he did not roll a 1, so he was not ambushed. So that was pretty uneventful. Pretty uneventful. All right. So it is the start of a new turn. So Joseph will hold back the darkness and double 2s. Double 2s are a dark dread. So we get a growing dread card. It was a little too quiet. Powerful dread. It takes all your willpower to not simply turn and flee at the sight before you. Okay. Every hero must make a single willpower save. For each save failed, move the darkness 2 steps forward. He failed that, and you know, he will grit that. Get it in the box. Should be good. And he saves. Good. So it doesn't move the darkness 2 steps forward. And that is good. Alright. Then he gets to move. 6 and a 5. So big movement, which is probably good. It's a big room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he might as well scavenge, since cannot explore. Is not able to scavenge. So then he gets to hold back the darkness again. Double sixes. Double sixes says the one good double result that you can get. Stubborn resolve. He can heal or recover a grit. So he will recover a grit since he's not wounded at all. Yep, and that is it for that. So that was actually the start of the turn. So he gets to move again, and he rolls a 1. He will actually take the 1 to get another grit. Then he will scavenge. This is going pretty quickly after that first battle. And he does get 1 scavenge card. And his scavenge card is a Chilling Dread. So he gets to add another Growing Dread card. And the Growing Dread card is Dread. You shudder to think of what lays before you. Move the darkness 1 step forward. Okay, which means he gets a darkness card, which in general is better than a Growing Dread card. So, you know, exchange your Growing Dread for a darkness. So, in essence, that's all it did. And it is a flood of bats. Each hero takes 2 horror hits, gains 10 experience points, and then has to pass a strength test or lose 1 Darkstone. He does have some Darkstone left over from his last mission. So he takes 2 horror hits, which he will defend against. He fails both, so he takes 2 sanity hits. Gains 10 experience, and then has to make a strength test. His strength is 2, which he fails. And because he needed a 4+, so he loses 1 piece of Darkstone. Well, his luck is very hit or miss, isn't it? Tonight. Okay. That was his holding back the darkness. So he gets to move. He gets a 3 and a 4, which is enough to move him here. I'm actually going to detach the map here so that we can make room. Set that over there. We came that way. So he explores. We are going to be at 11, so I guess I probably should have rolled for the objective. Yeah, equal to or higher. So I guess I could have rolled, and if I had rolled boxcars, he would have done it. 4 is nowhere close to 11, so we don't worry about that. And then we get a map card. So we get the big room. Okay, let me grab that tile. Here it is. Okay, we orient ourselves like so. And it goes there. Okay, we draw another exploration token. And then we will reveal it. Okay, it says there's 1 exit, which is a gate, which is unfortunate, and we see where the gate is, which is a 2. Okay, so this is a useless room because obviously mine entrance can't be through a gate. Joseph did not go through a gate to get here, so he tells himself anyway. All right, but he does get an encounter, and that has a clue token. So when it's a clue token, the hero posse marker moves one step farther on the track. And he gets a threat token, a threat card. So let's see what the encounter is. It's warning from the grave. It says, a skeletal figure slumped against the passage wall seems to have scratched a warning into the stone. Make a cunning 5+ test. Well, he's decent at cunning. Anyway. And he succeeds. Wow, triple sixes. If successful, he gets 25 experience points. And he gets to take this card. You can discard it during this adventure to give a hero 3 extra dice on a skill test, or to give all heroes +3 initiative for 1 fight round. Well, that's pretty awesome card. But that does mean Joseph went the wrong way at that 4-way intersection that he started at. So he needs to run his way all the way back. Because, again, he has no need to go through the gate. So we start with holding back the darkness. An 8, which is now what he needs. So that is successful. So he gets to move. He gets a 6 and a 4. We'll take the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we do not need those anymore. And in fact, we can, excuse me, we can actually bring our old map back so we can get back to the entrance. All right, so hold back the darkness again. 5 and 4 is 9. Joseph gets to move. Oops. A 6 and a 3. We'll take the 6. I guess I could have scavenged. Oh no, he had actually scavenged that. So we'll take the 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And he can attempt to scavenge this tile, which fails. But we do not need the underground lake anymore. So we get to hold back the darkness again. 6 and 1 is 7, which is not enough anymore. So that will raise the darkness by 1. And then Joseph gets to move. A 3 and a 2. So 1, 2, 3. And he will scavenge. There's 1 card. And he gets a useful discovery. Make sure you can see that. Alright, so he gets to draw a gear card. And he draws a Mark of the Dead. It's 2 Darkstone to attach to any item. It's a bonus of +1 damage to undead enemies. Not that exciting, but could be useful. Alright, so this tile has been scavenged. Just put a scavenge marker on it temporarily anyway. Then we get to hold back the darkness. 9, so that will hold back the darkness. So Joseph gets to move. He's trying to book it back. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so he's on that middle. And again, don't need this anymore. And he might as well scavenge. He is on the seam between the two, so he's on both tiles, so he can scavenge that one. He can just scavenge 1. And that gives him another scavenge card. Okay, and he gets nothing here, nothing to find. Scavenge token on the crossroads. Alright, hold back the darkness. A 5 will fail, so we get a darkness card. Terror from beyond. Unspeakable evil lurks in the shadows that lay beyond the lighted gate. Ambush attack by one night terror. Okay. Pops out behind him. And the card. Okay, and here is the Night Terror card. Night Terror's initiative 3. And Joseph has initiative 4. So first we do have to hold back the darkness. A 9. A 9 will succeed at holding back the darkness. So Joseph has initiative. Thank goodness. Let's see if he can take care of this beastly fellow. And wow, that is a amazing roll. So he has nothing to re-roll. 4 6s and 2 4s. So that adds 4 more dice. Because of his skill, it gives an extra hit on 6s instead of criticals. So he is rolling 10 dice. He scored 10 hits on this fellow. Alright, and I might as well roll them all for damage. There's a defense of 3 and 12 health. So essentially because Joseph is a +1 damage, it's essentially a 2 defense. We'll subtract 2 off of each die. So 2s will do nothing. Okay, so there's 1, a 1, a 1, and a 2. Even with all those hits, it may not be enough to kill this guy. And 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just enough. It took all of his shots, all of its hits. But he did kill it in one salvo. So that is pretty amazing. That's 6 hits doing that dealt damage of the 10. And that managed to kill him. Alright. Not need that anymore. He does have sanity. He does heal 1 for killing it because of his belt buckle. He gets to catch his breath, which can heal the other one, and because it's a D3, and so obviously he can't roll less than a 1. And then he gets loot. What was that Night Terror carrying? Some artifact, I'm hoping. And we get a little bit of money. Cheapskate. Joseph gets to hold back the darkness again. Exciting. He fails. Okay. Then he does get to move. Gets a 6. Oh sure. We'll just go this way. I'll orient the map in a minute. We do not need this anymore. I will replace that with a closed off so that we are reminded that he has gone that way and has no need to go back that way. Alright, so that will put us to a 9. Be kind of funny if this is near where the mine entrance is. No, a 3. He is by far away from the mine entrance this way. So he gets a new one, which is a rail tunnel. So there goes a rail tunnel there. And a new exploration token, which we then get to reveal. So there's 1 exit and an encounter. The exit is on 1. So the exit is here. So that is closed off. And the encounter. The encounter is a flooded passage. Flooded passage says the passage is flooded with knee-deep, murky water. All movement on this map tile costs an extra move per space. Also, roll a d6. And this is a remains in play. And there's a 5. Dirty water, no effect. So it has no other action. He could be pulled under by tentacles or zombies that are attacked him. But it does say this map tile can be scavenged up to 3 times. Well, since I'm right there, I don't know if Joseph even wants to go through that flooded, murky water. But we get to hold back the darkness. A 6 will fail, which gives him a growing dread card, which is dread. You shudder to think of what lay before you. Move the darkness 1 step forward. Okay. Darkness is getting up there. It's not all his fault either. You know, I think it's just going to be faster to come to try a different exit on that from that crossroads. So Joseph will roll for movement. 5 or 5, so he will come here, and he will look through, and that moves him down to an 8. I need to get it into the box. And a 7, not quite enough. And we have another rail tunnel. Lots of rail tunnels in this mine. Okay, we can orient it like so. Get a new exploration token. And then at the end of the turn, flip it over. So he's attacked. It's a clue token, so he's actually going to get 2 cards. There are 2 exits. So his first card that he's getting attacked with is 1 slasher. And the second threat, Herald Eye of Stranglers. So let's see how many stranglers he gets. He gets 4. 4 stranglers and 1 slasher. And it had a clue token which also moves the darkness or the posse marker 1 step forward. So they are both at 7. Okay, and here are cards for the stranglers and the slashers. Okay, there we go. So they are laid out in their checkerboard pattern. They are both initiative 4. Which means they will all go first. Or Joseph can get himself +3 initiative. No, I think he will go ahead and take it. Let's see how it goes. We'll move the slasher first. It doesn't really matter. He would push his way through them anyway, so we can go ahead and start with him. So he has a move of 5, so he will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is enough. Actually, you know what? They have the same initiative. If we put them like that, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't really matter. One way or the other. They move 6. Sorry. He gets his attacks. 2 dice. Oh. Catch my breath here. I have to hold back the darkness again. 3 fails. Which will get a darkness card. Whispering Voices. Each hero takes a d6 horror hits. 6. Wonderful. Well, he succeeded on 4 of them, so he takes 2 sanity. But also he has to make a spirit 4, 1 random hero, well it's only him, has to make a spirit 4+ test or immediately roll once on the madness table, which is not good. Oh, that just a regular darkness card. Let me get that into the box, and he succeeds at his 1 die spirit test. So that's, thank goodness for that. Joseph doesn't really want to be mad. I don't think there's any cool madnesses unlike the mutations. Alright, so that was a little bit of backtracking. Alright, and then the slasher goes, he did his movement, he's rolling 2 dice, hitting on 3s. Okay, 2 dice, they both hit. Joseph attempts to defend, fails both. He will use a grit to try to re-roll. And still fails both. So he takes 2d6 wounds. He takes 8 wounds. Oh, you know what? I've still been forgetting. These guys get elite abilities. So let me catch that. The slasher has a 1. And the Strangler has a 6. Okay, so 1, he has +2 initiative, so it's actually a good thing he moved first. And the Stranglers have 3 more health, 3 more wounds. Alright. So that was the Slasher's turn. So the Stranglers get to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they all get to get adjacent to him. At this time, Joseph will do, let's see, 8. He will use his herbs. Try to heal himself. 2d6. Heals himself for 4. Yep, I guess that's gonna be what he does. And we will remove the herbs. Okay, so the slashers, they have 4 dice each. So that's 16 dice, hitting on 3s. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright. Hitting on 3s. And 6s count as 3 hits. So. Alright, so he adds 2 dice to make 3 hits. He adds 2 dice to make 3 hits. He adds 2 dice to make 3 hits. Alright. Luckily these only do 1 point of damage each, but alright, bunch of hits. Let's see how many he can defend against. Yeah. I should have used the amulet against the slasher, I just realized. 8 wounds from one source would have been good, but oh well. Defend, defend, defend. So we will use our grit to re-roll, defend, to re-roll all these. that was a little bit better. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so he's at 13 of 14. And then it is Joseph's turn, finally. Rolling for movement. 6s don't help. He used his eyepiece. There's the buckle, the... Oh, you know what? I forgot. I need to edit my sheet. He actually, Joseph has a 2 sanity because of the cross. All right. I guess there's not really a whole lot he can do. He can just attempt to shoot these guys, try to kill some of these stranglers, I think. Well, that's not very good, but he can reroll 1 for each gun, and then a 3rd one for the bandolier. Well, that's excellent for the reroll. All right, so there's 3 6s, which gives me 3 more hits. All right. Now the stranglers are a 2 defense with 6 health. So there's 6, so they need an 8 to kill them, which means Joseph cannot kill them in one shot, unfortunately. Even with his +1, because obviously 6 + 1 is 7. So we need at least 2. And we're going to be essentially -1 from each die. And need a total of 6, because they've got 6 health, in order to kill them. So the first hit, and we'll do it on someone behind him. Well, that's 5, and 1 is 6. So that will kill 1. And he will heal a wound from his belt buckle. We'll do the next one back behind him. So that is a 1, and that is a 3, so that is 4 wounds on him. We'll do 1 more hit on him. A 4 - 1 is 3. 4 and 3 is 7. That's enough to kill him. 6 wounds, which allows Joseph to heal another wound. 3 hits left. So 2 dice. Oops. So that is a 4, and the 1 does nothing. The 1 will bounce. So he's got 1 hit left. So throw on that same wounded one, which took 4 wounds. And it bounces. Start of the new round. Not looking good for Joseph. Fails to hold back the darkness. Does not get a darkness card though. Alright, so the slasher gets to go. 2 dice, hitting on 3. 2 2s. So that will miss. That's lucky. And then the stranglers get to go. So that's 8 dice. Hitting on 3s. With 6s counted as 3 hits. That's an awful lot of hits. I guess technically I if I was going to use the amulet, I should have rolled them separately, but I don't think with the number of hits he got. So this adds 2 more dice. Okay, so that's 9 hits. He's at 11 wounds with 14 health. So he can only take 3 or 2. So he has to save all but 2 of these, which is going to be awesome. Well, he gave it a good go. He saved 4 of them. But he did take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, which is 5 wounds. So that uses up his second revive token. So I got way too cocky before, in the other missions when I was rolling well. But that heals him back up, and he has 1 grit. And then it is his turn. So we roll to move for Joseph. A 6 and a 2 won't do anything. So he will take his shots again. Okay, and that's pretty good. Those all hit, and he's got 1 for his skill, 1 for the bandolier, so he can reroll those, and that's 1 more hit. Okay, and the 6s each give an extra die. Alright, so 1 hit on the wounded fellow. My next one's 4, so that's enough to kill him. Okay. 2 on this guy. That will do nothing, and this will do 2 wounds. Okay. Reroll or roll this hit on him. 1 will do nothing. Hit him again. 3 minus 1 is 2, so that's at 4 of 6 wounds. Damage is failing me. All right, and that's 3 more, makes 7, so that kills him. And then 1 die, 1 hit on the slasher. So that's it, or on the slasher. Which I need to do his fear test. That does remind me. So 5 and 1 is 6. Minus 4 is 2 wounds. And he does have to make a fear roll at the start of this turn, and he saves both of them. He wasn't close on insanity for that to matter, and of course the revive wiped it all out. So we get to hold back the darkness. I need to get it in the box. 9, he succeeds. The slasher gets to attack him. 2 dice hitting on 3s. 1 hit. Joseph attempts to save, and he fails, and he takes 1 wound. Alright, Joseph gets to move. Well, 1 will get him a 2nd grit. And then he will shoot. Again, his shooting's not having trouble hitting. Alright, so that's 3 6s, so that's 3 more dice. And I might as well roll all these. 1s will do nothing. I'm essentially minus 3, so 3s do nothing. So that would be 1, 2, and 2. Oops, 2. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. He only has a health of 6. So that is just enough to kill him. 3 hits. This is just enough to kill him. And he can heal the 1 wound. That was done. Phew. Okay. No catch the breath, because he has nothing now after the revive token and the 1 wound. But he does get 2 loot cards. Hey, what's this? Draw an artifact. Excellent. And 25 gold. But he does get an artifact card. Alright, my artifact deck is draw an artifact from the swamps of Jerungo. A Serpent Skull Helmet, armor 5+. Well, that will be useful. Since his defense is so horrible. It is one more anvil, and so it was a good thing he sold those. He still has room. He can still carry one more anvil worth of items. These cards can go away. All right, and then it is time to hold back the darkness again. Double twos. Double twos will not hold back the darkness. A Dark Dread, which means add a Growing Dread card. Does not move that though. Stench Beyond Reason. We have the air turns sour in your mouth and your nostrils burn as you gasp for breath. The stench of rotting death and pain is overwhelming. Every hero takes 2 horror hits. For each willpower save failed, the hero also takes d6 wounds with no defense. And he saves both of them. Well, it wasn't too painful. This is very an up and down game. Alright. Joseph, trying to get out quickly, his move. He gets a 5, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to look through. We are at, now that would be a 6. So let's see if I can roll 6 or better. And I get an 8. So yes, this is the last room. So I can actually remove these because this will be the final room, which leads to the mine entrance, and it is the blast room. Keep this out. Here we are. The blast room. And it connects like so. Okay, and the mine entrance is off of 5 or 6, so actually let me reorient these. I don't need crossroads anymore. There is the mine entrance. You do get an exploration token though for it. I guess I jumped a little bit ahead, but we get to flip this. We get to ignore any. There's 3 exits, but we get to ignore them. We just roll to see where the mine entrance is. Because we ignore any door or gate. There's only 1 exit, which leads to the mine entrance. Here we go. So we have an encounter. We do move the hero token down 1 because it has a clue token, or a clue icon, and there's nothing in the rules that say otherwise, so it still moves 1 farther down. We do get an encounter. A dark stone deposit. Shards of dark stone protrude from the walls here, giving the room a faint purple glow. Every hero rolls a strength 5+ test. For every 5+, you get to collect a dark stone. No, Joseph gets his 1 dark stone that he had stolen back. Then he rolls a d6 on a 1, 2, or 3. He is attacked. Get that in the box. A 4, so he is not attacked. He might make it out alive. No revives, but he does have 2 grit. So we now roll to hold back the darkness. 3 will not hold back the darkness, which does give us a darkness card. Eruption of the Dead. Ambush attack by 2 peril dice of Hungry Dead. So, in fact, he actually was attacked in the Darkstone by 11 Hungry Dead. That is a lot of Hungry Dead. And it is an ambush. So, spread them out a little. That is a lot of Hungry Dead. Luckily, there are no corpse piles. Let's see what their elite ability is, which is 2. They are ravenous. They get 2 extra combat dice. Okay. Well. To hold back the darkness. An 8 is not enough, so that will move it and we'll get a Growing Dread card. Chittering in the dark. From up ahead you hear a spine-tingling chitter echoing through the halls. You know it's not human speech, but in your mind it almost seems to be forming words. At last, you have come. Ooh, scary. Alright, all heroes merely take 2 sanity damage with no willpower saves. Alright, no rolling. 2 sanity, which not too bad, although I'm going to be taking a whole bunch simply by being hits, being adjacent to these fellows. But I do have armor now, which will help. They are 3 dice hitting on 3, or doing 3 points of damage each. So that could be extremely important, especially since I have no revives. Joseph has initiative. So he gets to roll the move. Actually, it doesn't matter. He's at his max grit. So and he can't move anywhere anyway, so the extra grit would be wasted even if he got it. So he will shoot. Dice sitting on 4s. This isn't even in the big fight over there. All right. So decent, not great, but decent. He does get 2 rerolls, and there's another hit. So, and that's a 6. So that adds 2 more dice. All right. Now they are 4 defense and 1 health, which essentially means 4s will kill them. 4s are better. So let's kill from this side. I'm gonna try to. He can potentially try to run out. So we'll attack her. Kill. Lets him heal a sanity. Oh, speaking of which, before I finish that, keep those dice. Those are his remaining hits left. He gets to take fear tests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adjacent to him. Fear 1. So horror hits. And he only saves 1, so he actually takes 4 more sanity hits. Okay, good to know. There you go. Yeah, because he's hopefully going to be killing some more of these guys, and that's going to allow him to heal up. So we will shoot him. A 4 is enough, with his +1 for the Darkstone bullets. And that allows him to heal a sanity. On him. A 2 will do nothing. A 4 will kill him. And you can heal another sanity. It has to go to adjacent, so he's going to hit him. That will do nothing. 6 will kill. That will heal another sanity. And last hit, 3 will do nothing. Alright, so the Hungry Dead move in. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacking with 3 dice each. So 15 dice. And I should roll them separately, just in case I want to use the amulet. So the first hit, the first attack, they hit on 4s, so that would be 2 hits from him. One hit. 1 hit. 2 hits. 1 hit. Okay. Joseph gets to save. Saves both. Okay. Does not save. Saves. Does not save either one. And does not save. So this should be 6 wounds. But I can make my armor. So there's 3 each. So armor 5 plus armor saves. Saves 1. That's 2 hits from there. Because remember these do 3 damage. So 3 armor saves. Armor is for each point of damage. That will save 1. So that's 2. And this is actually 6 dice. Alright. So that would be 5 wounds from there. You know what? Yeah, we'll go ahead and use the amulet to prevent the 5 wounds from this one. So that is 4 wounds. Because remember, a source is a single enemy, not an enemy type, so it would not prevent all of the damage total just from a single enemy model. So it's really good for big guys, like I said, the slasher that did 2d6 damage. I ended up doing 8 wounds, but I had forgotten about it at that point, so we won't worry about that. It is now the start of a new turn. Hold back the darkness. A 7 is not enough. Joseph needs to get out of here pretty quickly because he needs a 9 or better, unfortunately. So he will shoot. Has not used any of his grit. I guess actually I could have gritted some of that, but I'm worried about getting an encounter here, so I may have to do it for some damage or something. Let's see. Well, no 6s, but that's a decent number of hits. So he gets his rerolls. Oh, there's 2 more hits, and the 6 gives him an extra die. So let's give it a shot. 4 or better. Kill. That will heal a wound on him. 5 will kill him and heal a wound. Almost forgot. Again, catching myself though. That's 5 horror hits. Excuse me. And that is 5 willpower saves. He is like a rock. He sees the entrance, and he's bolstered by the knowledge that he's right close to the exit. Alright, so we're going to hit him. That will not do anything. Next. 4 will kill him. Heal another wound. Next one will kill. We will heal the last wound there. And that one, a 5, will kill it. We'll heal sanity. Last hit. Bounces. Alright. Well, then they get to move. So, 6 dice. Remember their elite ability gives them +2 combat. Hitting on 4s. Okay, 4 hits. So, defense is none. He will spend a grit to re-roll all those. That blocks 2 of them. So that is 6 points of damage, which his armor, he gets his armor saves against. And I think he will save his grit. He'll take the 5 points of damage. He'll take the 5 wounds. He does still have bandages he can use if necessary. So, roll to hold back the darkness. Start of a new turn. 7 will fail. Getting close. Alright, darkness card. Alright, suffocating mist, darkness poison. A green mist fills the passage, choking the heroes in a poisonous fume. Each hero takes 3 hits. This remains in play. Any hero ending their move takes 2 additional hits. Okay, so he takes 3 hits. Blocks 1. Now, surprisingly, it's a hit. So his serpent helmet does let him block it, because that is damage. And it blocks 1, so he gets 1 wound. And it remains in place, stays here. He kind of wants to run out of that room anyway. So Joseph's turn. So his movement, is a 4. Not quite enough to get off there, but he will run. He's going to run away. He'll leave these 2 hungry dead. He needs to get out before too many turns go by, because rolling a 9 or better on to hold back the darkness is not very likely. So he's going to attempt to escape. It's a 4+ to escape. A 2 will not do it. His second, his reroll for his bandana. 2 here. Oh, will fail. Well, that's not good. Alright, well, it's just going to take him 1 turn to beat up these guys. Alright, so 2 horror, or 2 fear tests. 2 fear hits. He saves both of them. And then he will get to shoot. He ended his move. Let me just take that back. So he takes 2 hits. Defense doesn't block either one, and his armor doesn't block either one. So he takes two more wounds from the suffocating mist. And then I don't want to spend my grit, so I'm going to use his standard rerolls. Okay, and the 6s are each an extra die, so that's 5 hits. Not bad. Okay, so rolling to hit him. Will not do anything. Damage on him. Will not do anything. Keep going. Will not do anything. Well, let's try to hit this guy on the damage. Won't do anything. And won't do anything. Well, that is a really bad turn. He will use his bandages to try to heal a d6. Well, at least he heals 6. And then the Hungry Dead get to go. Again, 6 dice, hitting on 4s. Good news is, wow, only one hit. So he attempts to block with his defense, and he does. So, holding back the darkness. Next turn. A 9 succeeds. And not quite so horrible a turn, because it didn't really cost me anything. It was essentially a null turn. Just forced me to use the bandages. So Joseph will roll to move. He gets a 6 and a 1, so he wants a 6. Now we're going to attempt to escape from the Hungry Dead. And there's a success. So he will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, it does say, and this will be at the end of any turn, so I guess we can wait for that. Actually, yeah, he's just gonna leave those. I want to get off that tile and get away from the Hungry Dead. So the Hungry Dead get to move, and they have a movement of 2. So he will move 1, 2, 1, 2. So one of the special rules. Then a turn in which one or more heroes are standing on the mine entrance map tile. Roll a special hold back the darkness test. Oh, actually, I have to defeat the Hungry Dead before I can leave anyway. So I actually have to defeat these 2 guys. So I will take that back. They move 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he's good there. Joseph will actually take his shots. He will have to roll his 2 hits for the suffocating mist. Sorry about that. He blocks 1, and then the armor doesn't, so that's another wound from the poison mist. And then he will shoot at those Hungry Dead. So there's 3 hits, and he gets to re-roll. And there's 2 more hits, so there's 5 hits. Alright, so we're going to do 3 at the close one. No, I'll roll them 1 at a time because you never know. Yeah. That'll kill him. And Joseph can heal a wound. That will not do anything. Actually, the rest of them just roll, and I got a 1, 6, which is enough, and he will heal another wound. Okay. So that ends the turn. I don't have to worry about that. It is, he gets to recover a D3, so 2, so he'll take 1 of each, which puts him to full. And then he gets a loot card. Yeah, no sense in running, unfortunately, if I had to, because I double checked that and it said I had to defeat all the enemies in the last room. And if I spawn ones in here, I'll need to defeat them as well. So blood money, going to be a D6 times 25. So we get, sorry about that, again, keep it in the box. Oh, nice. So 150. 150 loot. That will help pay for the herbs and the bandage that he has used up. And then holding back the darkness. A 5 will not do it. Pushes it 1 more. Joseph's movement. A 2 and a 1. He will take the 1, gain a grit, and he's going to add another die of movement. It adds a 5, so he gets to move a total of 6. Alright, so the special rule says at the end of a turn, which one or more heroes is standing on a mine entrance map tile, roll a special hold back the darkness test. If you're failed, I get a high level threat. So this is going to be critical. I need a 9 or higher. And I get a 6. So we get a high level threat. And I have to defeat this in one turn, maybe, in order to get out before the darkness escapes. Not looking likely. Okay, we get 3 Night Terrors. That is certainly a high threat. Alright, pull back the darkness. Double 4s. Well, good news is the darkness does not move up. So, takes a d6 hits. Joseph takes 5 hits. So he has a defense roll. Blocks 2 of them. And his armor blocks 2 more, so he takes 1 wound. Alright, the Night Terrors are initiative 3. So I guess I didn't need this plus 3 initiative, but card, but hey, whatever works. Alright, so Joseph gets to go, but he starts, he has terror because he starts his activation, so 2, 4, 6. How many did he go? And we need to figure out what their elite ability is, which is a 4. Soul Drain. Night Terror hits and horror hits are +2 damage. That is just nasty. That is just wrong. So they do 6 damage each. And I'm out of revives. Joseph chose the wrong mind to be in, since it took a full salvo to kill 1, and there are 3 of them. But he only has 2 turns left anyway. All right. Well, Joseph gets to go first. So he rolls for movement. No grit. Okay. Well, that's a pretty impressive roll. He gets a reroll, which is a miss. Alright, but that is 4 extra dice, making 9 hits. Alright, so let me figure this out. They're going to be -2 on each die, which means the best that I can get is 4 if I roll a 6, because I'm +1 and they're 3 defense. And they have 12 wounds, so it would take 3 dice minimum to kill one of those Night Terrors. 4 is going to be a little bit safer. But I only have 9 hits. Well, but if I can kill 2, so let's do this. I'm going to roll 4. Roll 4 at the 1, because the chances of rolling 3 6s for damage are going to be pretty slim. So I'm going to do 4 dice at the close guy. Alright, and we are -2. So those will do nothing. So that is 4. That is 6 wounds. Unless, actually, or do I save the grit to defend? You know, I think he simply needs to. Oh, his bandages are gone. I think he needs to try to kill them. So he's actually going to re-roll. Sorry, I had a 6 and a 4, right? And then the other 2. I would need another 6 and a 4. Yeah, that's probably unlikely. So I'm gonna go with that. And I actually want to make sure I kill one. So I'm actually going to put 5 on a non-injured one. I'm hoping these 5 dice with a grit potentially can kill. So, all right. Probably need the grit, so that's a 4, right, because I need 3 6s. So a 4, 3, and a 2. That's 9. So I will spend a grit and reroll these 2. That won't do anything, but that's a minus 2 more, so that's 3. So that's 12. Okay. So that's actually enough to kill one of them. Which will heal his 1 wound. That was 4 hits. Just enough. And I did 6 wounds on another. Sorry about that. Tentacle down. Alright, and then it is their turn. And so that is 8 dice. I probably should have saved the grit, but figure it's probably a lost cause. 8 grit, or 8 dice, hitting on 5s. And wow, I roll really well, which is not good. Okay, so my defense. Yep, a grit would have been useful. A grit would have been very useful. Since my defense saved none. And they are 6 damage each. So 6 times 5 is 30 points of damage. Let's see how many my skull can save. So here's 5. Saves 1. 4 wounds. Saves none. That's already 9. Well, saves 2. 10, 11, 12. That's only half the dice that are, and saves 1, and that's enough to knock him out, and I have no more revives. So, he is knocked out, and by the Night Terrors, which is unfortunate. That was very rough, very rough. It was feeling good, you know, about the way he was working before, but some horrible dice rolls, and some tough draws, card draws, and you know, the darkness just got, you know, escalated out of control. So what that means is a couple things. First of all, injury chart. So we have to roll on the injury chart for Joseph. Let's see what his injury is. An 11. That's actually really good. He's just knocked out. You pick yourself up and shake yourself off. It's a little hard to catch your breath, but you'll be okay. There is no lasting effect. Well, something good came out of it. The failure for this, he has to discard a gear or artifact with a listed goal value of at least $200, which is going to be very painful. Unfortunately, the Mark of the Dead is only worth $50. I don't really want to get rid of anything. I guess I will get rid of the Hanging Cross. The +1 spirit, +1 sanity. This is worth $200. It's going to be the least offensive. The bandolier is awesome. The helmet is going to be at least pretty useful. The amulet is very handy. The buckle is pretty much I have to keep. So we will get. He will lose the cross, and that is the end of the mission. A dismal failure. That's only if I cannot discard. So the cross fell off his bandolier as you know, when he woke up, it was gone. They left him for dead. They thought he was dead. They weren't, interested in eating his flesh or anything like that. And he actually managed to not suffer too badly, given all things considered how badly that went, and that he failed the mission. The roll on the injury chart was extremely lucky at the right time there. So, despite all, and I will follow up with some thoughts. Okay, everyone. Well, final thoughts. Let's see. Certainly the elite abilities made a difference. I do realize that the first tentacles that I fought I did not do the elite abilities for them, and I apologize for that. But I did remember eventually. It was a very crazy mission. Things, there was, combat right off the bat. Some horrible rolling, used a revive in that first fight. Just didn't, just things weren't clicking. And then there was a period where, not a lot happened. Just some encounters, but no enemies. It was a very interesting game. And then he had to, backtrack, go a different way. And then all of a sudden, boom, a whole bunch more, and again, some more bad luck, and that darkness track just skyrocketing up, despite my rolling a bunch of doubles on holding back the darkness, which does not actually advance the darkness track. It's still, it was only 2 away from losing from the darkness, so I was one into the 9+. If I had just been able to roll slightly better on finding the exit, that 8 or better would have made things potentially slightly easier, because obviously you have that final battle, and I just couldn't. It just took me too long. I just got too bogged down with all those enemies. I couldn't quite finish off the Hungry Dead and everything. So. That said, despite everything, there really wasn't a lot of lasting effect to Joseph, surprisingly. The injury roll was probably the best piece of luck that I could have gotten all game. So no lasting injury from failing the mission. He did lose the cross, which was a little painful simply because he has, a base 1 spirit. Although I was forgetting that he had the cross, I hadn't changed it on his character sheet to include that. So a couple of times he had spirit tests where he should have been rolling 2 dice. That's pretty minimal anyway. So all that said and done, losing the cross was probably the least of the evils. And he gained a fair amount of money, and he gained the Serpent Skull helmet, which, although it is weight for him to carry around, so he only has one more anvil worth of items he can carry. given that his defense is 5+, having some armor to give him a little bit of extra saves against wounds, I think can be critical. I did make a couple mistakes, just not. I'm not even talking rules or technical mistakes. I probably should have used the amulet against the 8 damage from the slasher. Yeah, I don't know how much that would make a difference in the long run, but all that said, despite failing the mission, it actually was, I would think, pretty much a win for Joseph. He got out alive, relatively uninjured, so actually unscathed, really. As every good hero is. He's a little beaten and bloodied, perhaps. He's going to get onto his Mustang, his horse, with no name as of yet, and he's going to ride across the desert and find the nearest town to drown his sorrows. So we will begin the next episode with him traveling on his Mustang to the nearest town. We'll see if he runs into any hazards, and then he will do what he can with his loot. I should also, I do have some dark stone, 4 pieces of dark stone that he will need to, 5 actually. He's got the Mark of the Dead, which has a dark stone icon on it as well. So I did forget that. I will need to roll for those and I'll roll for them at the start of the next session. So I don't have to worry about that. I will need to stock up in town. Obviously, darkstone bullets. Again, very necessary, and I will need to buy some more bandages and other healing. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all your comments, all your support. As usual, happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year. And, looking forward to more Outlaw Joseph Scotts in 2015. Thanks.